Welcome in. It is Clippers Talk live pregame show starting in about 19 minutes from now here at Intuit Dome. I'm Adam Osland. Good to be with you guys. We got big brother Jake Warner here. Carlo will be here soon. Justin Russo is our guest tonight. He's not French, but feels like he should be to me. I'm excited for tonight's ball game. Bit of a measuring stick type of contest against the Milwaukee Bucks. Something I misplaced or something I glossed over when I was doing the preview yesterday. If you missed that, check it out. Lawrence Franklin went through all the audio from him on FanDuel TV with Jim Jackson and Brian Seaman after the Clippers' 17-point victory Thursday over the Washington Wizards. But something I needed to check on was Milwaukee and where they are in free throw attempts. Okay, they're 11th, so nothing crazy. But somebody brought up pregame how Damian Lillard and Giannis both top 10 in free throws attempted per game. So I thought they might be a little bit higher. Not the case. Let me know if you guys can hear me in here. Just put out the tweet. I use Giannis for it. I'm a big fan. He's funny. The freak. Always an honor to get to watch him and Kawhi going after it tonight. That masterclass Kawhi put on in 2019, the Eastern Conference Finals against him. That was one of the best series. That's when he came into the locker room after they were down 0-2. Nick Nurse was talking about adjustments for Game 3. And Kawhi goes, here's the adjustment. I'm guarding Giannis. And he shot under 40% the next 4 games. They won in 6. Kawhi's like that. Don't forget it. But Giannis, since then, MVP, Finals MVP with a 50-piece to close out game in 2021. Still feel like if Kawhi didn't get hurt, the Clippers would have been there and beat them, but Brooklyn Nets can make the same argument. So, oh. Chat, let me know if you guys can hear me. Alex Webb in here first. Let's get a dub. Let's. Speaking of dubs, what's the score in that Warriors-Lakers game? No, Big Bro probably knows. Just kidding. Lakers up 1, 34-33. 9 minutes left, second quarter. Hey, Warriors, help us out. I mean, the Clippers just helped out the Lakers with what they did to Boston, taking them to OT. I told you guys all that game did was soften up the Celtics for the Lakers the next night. You saw what happened. I knew that S was going to happen. It still upsets me. Maddox said Raptors versus Warriors NBA Finals was lit. It was. I was watching Kawhi workout pregame. Took some video. At Clippers Talk, follow Adam A on Instagram or at Clippers Talk on TikTok if you want to see it. Actually, I think it's on, I posted it in the YouTube Shorts section here at Clippers Talk. Alex Webb said Bobby Portis missing tonight is a big advantage for the Clippers. He does a lot for them, yeah. A lot of Clippers fans have wanted to get him, and I've always asked, why would Milwaukee give him up? He's a legacy player there. He helped them win a championship. He's really good. Well, we need a power forward. Okay, cool. Like, does Milwaukee need to give one away? That never made sense. Fans always look at trades just through the lens of their team and not the fact that you have to give to get. AJ Green is also out, who had been hot from 3. So Giannis had been listed as day today. I didn't know that. But he's good. You know what? I did call it, Christian. I know Big Bro's not going to give me credit for that call, so glad you did. I think I knew it. As soon as that Boston game was over, I'm like, the Lakers are going to win tomorrow night against Boston. All right, maybe we both said it.
You said it first. You said it first. You said it first.
Simpsons did it. I'm already through a Diet Coke and a half. I still got one more to go. Yeah, I need to relax. I didn't expect Big Brother to bring me two. No, I'm like, well, I guess I got to drink them both. What am I supposed to do with this?
I take care of my peoples, even you.
You do. That's why they call you Big Bro.
That's it.
Big Bro to all.
Try to be.
What was AJ Green shooting from three? I know over the last 5 or 6 games with him, he'd been really hot from the outside. Of course, I put in AJ Green. It brought me to the receiver for the Bengals. So he's at 44%. That's a loss on 5 attempts per game. There's 2 threes made per game they're missing. It's a good point, F. Still a weird username, F. F. How many of y'all are coming out tonight? Give me the intel. Who's going to be in the wall? Alioun. Is this the same Alioun that calls in? I'm guessing. It's a unique name. Alioun's at the game. Alioun? You calling the Clippers talk? If it is, I like that. I like that Alioun that calls in the Clippers talk. Hey, who's that? Chris Taylor. Lead statistician Chris Taylor. Whether it's a home game, a road game, he's always hooking us up with stats. I got a text from him. I know I got the intel that I need. I even kept the game log, the final one from last game. Oh, Ross is in here. What up, Ross? Bok says chicken in the house. Is that referring to something, one of the wall signs? Ross said, I am here, though, not at the wall. Okay. At Intuit Dome, just not in the wall. It's fine. Try to match the wall's energy. Can. Lawrence talked about that. Said, like, the wall kind of leads the charge. Everybody kind of follows how the wall does it. I like that. I'm feeling good. This is a big game tonight. Kawhi versus Giannis. I'm here for it. Now, nobody asked Coach Lou pregame. Maybe I should have, but if I ask a question in one game, I usually don't the next game because, I work for the Clippers, so try to leave it to the professionals and the independent media to get the questions in. And last game, there was just not that many people here, so it was a good opportunity to get a question in. But nobody asked if Kawhi's minutes have been extended heading into this game. Now, I may have had a prediction. During last game that Kawhi's minutes would be raised from 24 minutes to 28 or 30 tonight. No intel, just me prognosticating, just a random prediction. Just kind of reading the tea leaves. This is a very good test for the Clippers tonight. Milwaukee's 8-2 in their last 10. I will say level of competition hasn't been great for them. They got smoked by the New York Knicks during those last 10 games. But, Clippers are 3.5-point favorites. Didn't know that. Are the Bucks not legit? I mean, I think they are. But they're a tier below Boston and Cleveland. But they're very, very, very talented, even without Bobby Portis. Appreciate you, Ross. Thanks for listening. Okay. Name is Chicken Nipples. This guy Bach Bach Productions says my name is Chicken Nipples. Maybe someone's pre-gaming. Yeah, no Chris Dunn. I was a little bit surprised. I thought he'd be back for this game, but all signs are it's not serious. And with man back, with all the guys that do have healthy, I think it allows them to give him a little bit more rest. That's just my guess there. I don't think it's serious with Chris Dunn. Let me check my notes here. Yo, Daniel, you got us? Did that message translate for the Kawhi highlights for the first segment? Cool, thank you, man. Nice job finding. I appreciate you finding the rewinds before I even say anything. The anticipation. Haven't done a player to watch yet. It might be Kawhi. Ooh, this is interesting from Ross. Would like to see Kobe Brown. So I think Zubats is going to be on Giannis more than Kawhi when they're both out there. And Kawhi will be on Lopez. But we shall see. F, you talking about Chris down there? Remind me of what happened in that game against Milwaukee last season on the road. I mean, I don't know if I remember that. I like Saturday night games more than Sunday games. Not more than Friday games. Because in between. Get it, Jake? Saturday's in between Friday and Sunday. So. I got a smirk out of him. Yeah. I don't know. I think Derek Jones is going to be on Dame. I guess it's going to vary some. Yeah, that's an interesting point, F. He did say that like a couple weeks ago that he had been dealing with something, Chris Dunn. And he has been injury prone in the past. So, when I say I'm not concerned, I'm not overly concerned, is how I probably should put it, because he has had an injury-riddled career, you could say. But I think he's going to be all right. I think, guys. And they have the guys to cover him right now. T-Man, Mere Coffee, both available. Got a lot of wings. Batum's going to be on Giannis at times. That's for sure. If this was a playoff series, I think they would start Batum at the 4 and move Kawhi down to 3 next to DJ, next to Harden. No, that's next to. It'd still be Norm. It'd still be Norm next to Harden. Ooh. I don't like that reminder, I mean. Well, if as hard as Chris Dunn goes when he's out there, I'm not surprised that he could be a little dinged up, That's for sure. Starting the pregame show in 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes. 4 minutes on Shady on. So I got a younger kitten because I got this 4-month-old cat. And it's really cute. It's named Shadow. And I was like, I gotta get Shadow a friend. I got this kitten yesterday. It's only 2 months old. And Shadow has been swiping and hissing at the kitten. And I'm not there. And I'm a little bit concerned and checking my home security camera to see how things are going. The strike. Okay, so I protested the strike, and if they don't respond within like 10 days, it automatically gets removed. So we're getting close to that right now. Nobody has said anything. I did get a black cat, and that's the new kitten, and it's named Tuca for Biaka Batuka, who is one of my favorite panthers because it's a black cat. It looks like a little panther. I think Tuca's a cool name. Jake likes it too. You can tell. That's a good name, right? Hey, Tuca. But I need Tuca to get along with Shadow, or else we got issues. All right, we starting in 2. Keys to victory. We'll get to it, my guy. The strike gets removed. The video got removed when it got flagged like that. I never have had a strike before, but the video immediately gets taken down. But you can appeal it, and if they don't respond, it's kind of like you go to traffic. You go for a traffic violation, the cop doesn't show up, and you get out scot-free. All right. Here we go, guys. Welcome into Clippers Countdown. As your 25-19 LA Clippers are in the final game of this 5 games and 7 night stretch here at Intuit Dome. And speaking of stretch, they're going up against a Stretch Armstrong type of player tonight in the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the 25-17 Milwaukee Bucks, who have put a few bucks into this team to once again be a championship contender, and they're starting to look like it, having won 8 of their last 10 games and their top 10 on the season in offensive and defensive rating. But the Clippers are somehow 6 games above 500 with only having Kawhi Leonard for 6 games so far. And with him back, they know they aren't just a problem for the West, but the entire league. Kawhi with those 15 points and 7 boards in 24 minutes as the Clippers would survive an underwhelming second half and still beat the Washington Wizards Thursday night, 110-93. But now they go from playing the worst team in the East to one of the best. Clippers and Bucks tonight here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off is just about 61 minutes away. Coming up here in your pregame show, you're going to hear from assistant coach B. Shaw, plus Justin Russo will be here. But up next, it's your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Welcome back into Clippers Countdown. Coming up. I just wanted to mess with Carlo, make him think we're already back.
You guys are hilarious. Hilarious.
Hi, Carlo.
Hilarious. I'm cackling. Do you hear this guy?
Hey, can your Warriors beat the Lakers tonight for us?
My who?
Your former. Can the Warriors beat the Lakers tonight for us? I feel like somebody owes us. We gave the Lakers a victory against the Celtics.
I don't owe you anything.
Wow.
Sorry, Chris. Oh, you're good. Oh, you okay? Yeah, I can sit there. Give me 1 sec.
Except Amir Coffey's not going to be starting, Kaylee. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
What's up, guys?
Uh-oh.
Clippers, ESPN.
Oh, you don't like that. It's because there's less power you need from your computer versus like NBA.com if you pull up something up. I only got like a Chromebook here, man.
I didn't know that. I use Basketball Reference.
You use what?
Basketball Reference.
I mean, I use that too, but for like last game data,
Yeah.
I use the game log.
I use paper.
I kept
Okay,
it.
Mike Fratello.
Hey. Patel's been taking a lot of crap lately. I won't stand for it.
He hasn't. That's very true.
Uh-oh. Can Carlo's former team beat Adam's former team? They're not. The Lakers are not my former team. Wow. Clippers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks here at Intuit Dome. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Oslin. Tip-off is just about 58 minutes away. Coming up in the very next segment, you're going to hear from assistant coach Brian Shaw. Also, we'll have Justin Russo on for you. But first,
What do you say?
joining the show is your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, it was nice to get a day off yesterday. How you doing? Are you recharged?
I'm so charged, Adam. I'm overcharged. We got to start playing 3 games in a row, in my opinion.
Don't give Adam Silver
I
any
just get
ideas.
so excited to wake up and call a basketball game. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Well, let's go back to what happened Thursday night with the Clippers winning by 17 over the Washington Wizards. I thought it was, and I said it during the third quarter, I felt like the process wasn't very good out there by the Clippers. It was a lackluster second half. Coach Lou kind of shared those same sentiments post-game.
He did.
But the Clippers were able to flip that switch when it was down to a 12-point lead in that fourth quarter, and it was a lot of Norman Powell down the stretch.
16 points in the fourth quarter for Norman Powell. He was excellent at getting to the rim, initiating the offense. And Adam, he had to hit a three-pointer till that end of the stretch in the fourth quarter when he was able to knock down a couple. And then he's got an appearance on ESPN the next day. What doesn't this guy do? I mean, he's on the NBA Today show. He comes out with an article today with Tomer and clutch points. Where are we on this list? That's what I'm wondering. Hopefully somewhere on it.
Wait a second. TV gets Lawrence Frank on the other night.
Yeah, that's true.
Then Espin gets Norman Powell on.
They do.
Tomer gets him. Why can't we have him on here?
You know what? Maybe in Phoenix.
Maybe if it's Amir Coffey, since he said he was a part
He's
of
a part of Clippers Radio. He is.
Clippers Radio
Yeah,
team.
we're paying him big bucks.
Amir Coffey. Yeah. So the Clippers were able to win by 17. And in the first half, they looked more locked in. They were up by 22 at the half, led by as many as 25. Just felt like the ball movement was there. The focus was there. And I want to see that for 48 minutes tonight.
yeah, the Clippers have to play better tonight than they did against the Wizards last time out. There's just no doubt about it. I mean, I know it's the second night of a back-to-back, but none of those starters except for Derrick Jones Jr. played the night before. So you look at, yeah, you're playing a back-to-back, but you're not actually playing a back-to-back, if you know what I mean, because those guys didn't play. Yeah, so I think for the Clippers and a more focused intent and an opportunity, Adam, to walk into this building and really prove that they can hang with some of the best, because this is a Milwaukee team. We'll talk about it later, but they're playing some of the best basketball in the league right now across the board. The Clippers have to be more focused from the get-go, especially. I thought they kind of rolled into that game, Adam. Went up 10. All of a sudden, the Wizards cut it to about 2. The Clippers then go on a big run at the end of the quarter to come away with a 10-point lead and kind of hold the Wizards at bay. Of course, it is going to be always tougher to get up for an opponent when they're not really playing a serious winning brand of basketball. They're just trying to develop their 2 19 and 20-year-olds. If they start in that lineup, I think that does play into it a little bit. But you can't play down to your opponent if you're the Clippers. Something, Adam, they've done a pretty good job of this season overall. And even though they won by 17, felt like there still could have been a little more focus on both ends.
Yeah, there was some meat left on the bone there, but we did get to see a couple of dunks from Kawhi Leonard, and I brought it up on Clippers Talk, but I believe first time he had dunked the basketball since Game 3 in Dallas last season, where he caught that alley-oop from Paul George, was seen hanging from the rim, didn't want to fall to the floor, afraid of the impact on his right knee. Just good to see him get up again, especially the left-handed one in the second half. I thought was especially impressive.
Yeah, especially when you consider, Adam, the fact that we really knew something was wrong with Kawhi Leonard when he last dunked the basketball in that game in Dallas, where he was just hanging on the rim because he didn't want to put too much impact on his kneecaps. For Kawhi Leonard, it's felt like he continues to be more aggressive as time goes on. Really, his minutes, Adam, just continue to be uber efficient for this Clipper team. In his last 3 games, he's averaging 19 points on 60% from the field. So he's been as efficient and effective as we've seen in the time where he plays 35 minutes, 34 minutes. I thought it was really interesting, too. Lawrence Frank talking with Brian Seaman and Jim Jackson post-game or during the game on the TV side, saying, like, this is just the rehab part of Kawhi Leonard's process.
Yeah.
He has not stepped into the ramping up phase of getting back to 100% for this Clipper team. I know he is ramping up, but I got to imagine there's a difference in the rehab to the, all right, now we're going to try to push the minutes a little bit for Kawhi, and it's good that he's checking every single box. We have yet to have a step back. Great to see him be effective so far.
You know, I felt like Mo Bamba had one of his better games so far this season last time out against Washington. It was a good matchup for him, but he finished with 13 points, 3 of 3 from the outside, ended up raising his three-point percentage on the season by 4% in just one game.
You know, that's pretty impressive. Those 5 blocks, it was so great to see him be effective on both ends for the Clippers in that game, Adam. And it just feels like when they are going to play a team, what it gave me confidence in is, let's say the Clippers do go play a team like Denver, and where there is 2 good backup bigs there. Mo Bamba can hold his own. I think he can be excellent for this Clipper team. I think Thomas is trolling us in the chat.
I'll double check. You keep rolling.
Okay. But it feels like for this Clipper team, they've been so effective at making sure there's opportunities for guys like Mo Bamba. Even though he didn't have a good game last time out, he was still able to be effective for this Clipper team down the stretch in the next game. Ty Lue showing that he trusts his guys. This is not a one-game tryout every single night. He trusts that his guys can bounce back and play consistent basketball across the board.
Clippers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks tonight here in the final game of this 5-game homestand. It's Game 5 in a 7-day stretch here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off is just 52 minutes away. Carlo Jimenez is on the call, but up next, he's got his one-on-one interview with assistant coach B. Shaw. You're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to go do my interview.
Do the walk down the stairs thing. Do. I'm guessing you got it, Daniel.
That sucks.
Talk to Jake.
I work for them too. Oh man.
Guys, I'm putting Thomas in timeout for misinformation. We don't do stuff like this here where people just get to openly lie about trades that didn't happen. There's got to be rules. Thomas, if you don't want to get put in timeout, don't say the Clippers made a trade that they didn't. Simple. Next time, it'll be a full block. Saturday night, I'm not playing. This is Clippers versus Milwaukee. What, Jake? I'm not playing, dog. I ain't got time for that nonsense. Guy made me go on Twitter and look up info for no reason. What did you say, Dale? Oh. You talking S? Oh. Clippers taking on Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks tonight here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off just 49 minutes away. Welcome back. I'm Adam Moslin. This is Clippers Countdown. Still to come, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind. But first, we got to head back over to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez.
Welcome to Intuit Dome, home of the LA Clippers and world-class entertainment in Southern California. Before your show begins, we'd like you to know that your safety is our #1 priority. We prepared a short video to walk you through our evacuation process in case of an emergency. Please pay close attention and familiarize yourself with the following guidelines. Intuit Dome is equipped with multiple emergency exits located throughout the arena. These exits are clearly marked with illuminated exit signs. Take a moment to locate the nearest exit to your seat. Floor and club level fans will make their way up or down the aisles and through the portals on the main level. Terrace, in-the-loft, and suite level fans should take the nearest emergency stairwell down to the main level. Elevators and escalators will not be in use. We ask all fans to exit into a dome on the main level. Emergency exit stairwells are located in each of the 4 quadrants of the building. If you need mobility or wheelchair assistance, please notify the arena host near the stairwell. Remember to remain calm and exit with the rest of your section. Once outside, make your way to the designated emergency assembly point located outside the arena. Arena team members will be there to assist you and provide further instructions. Follow their directions promptly and stay together with your group. In case of a minor injury, we have trained medical team members stationed on the floor, main, and terrace levels, equipped to handle emergency medical needs. If you require medical attention, please notify the nearest arena team member. If you need to report an emergency, contact the nearest arena team member or simply use the app. Again, your safety is our #1 priority. We appreciate your awareness of the surroundings in case of an emergency. Enjoy the show and welcome to Intuit Dome.
My guy, Clippers Bryant, what up? That's family right there. You can't hide. You can't hide on Saturday. Look, we're just going to zoom in on the two people. Okay, we move.
Assistant Coach Brian Shaw there with Carlo Jimenez pregame. Tip-off just 45 minutes away here at Intuit Dome. Clippers taking on Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks here at Intuit Dome. Coming up next, we're going back in time and Clippers Rewind right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Yeah, Lakers are going to win that game. I'm already annoyed. Wish Jake was. I said Lakers are going to win that game. I'm already annoyed. I wish Jake was.
I'm mad at the Kings for one, but I think Warriors come back and win that game.
I don't know. They're down a whole 1 point at the half.
They don't. Who else do they have? 2.5 players on that team.
The Lakers?
Yeah.
Are you calling Austin Reeves a half player?
Yep. I said it.
Sorry, guys. I had to put Thomas in timeout. You bring up fake trades that don't happen, you get sent to the Shadowlands. Shadowlands. Let's see here. Almost 13. No, 12.
Want to keep clips all season long? Then let's text. Sign up by texting Boost 213-577-1833. Once again, Boost.
Let's go Cavs.
Yes, the 213-577-1833.
Let's go Cavs. Use a little help. Uh-oh, Thomas is back. Thomas, you can apologize?
Daily Clippers Foundation Game Night Auction is online. Text Clippers to 76278 to bid on autographed items from your favorite Clippers players during home games this season.
Clippers taking on Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks here at Intuit Dome. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Oslin. This is Clippers Countdown. Still to come, we're going to get to your player to watch, and Justin Russo will be here. But first, we're going back in time, almost 12 years here to March 6th of 2013, when Oz the Great, the Powerful was #1 at the box office, and the Harlem Shake was #1 on the Billboard charts. And the Clippers were the greatest show on the court as Lob City was in full effect against the Milwaukee Bucks.
College students, if you're looking for on-campus activities in 2025, you can join the Clippers through College Rush program and be the first to hear about special offers, college nights, free shuttles from campus and more. Sign up at clippers.com/collegerush. Single game tickets are on sale with select games. They start as low as $29. Head to clippers.com/tickets and grab your seats. Come on back and cheer on the Clips. Fans before these tickets are gone. Tonight's combination hit of the game is Madoria Davis.
Yeah, that final play was the Jamal Crawford J crossover between the legs, alley-oop to Blake for the throwdown. As Blake Griffin had 23, 11, and 11. Crawford had 25 off the bench. Matt Barnes had 20 and 6 made threes. And the Clippers would win 117-101 over the Milwaukee Bucks back at Staples Center on March 6th of 2013. Clippers here at Intuit Dome, hosting Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks tonight. Tip-off is just about 38 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland, and coming up next, we'll get your player to watch right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
All-Star Weekend Youth Clinic. Each session is open to kids ages 6 to 14 and includes hands-on coaching, exclusive giveaways, and one ticket to a Clippers game. Sign up today at ClippersPens.com. If you want access to tickets in the wall, then get Chuck Mart certified today at Clippers.com/ChuckMart. Sit next to the best fans in the NBA and unlock discounted concessions at Intuit Dome. Don't wait, make your fandom official at Clippers.com/ChuckMart.
I know you guys couldn't hear the highlights here on the YouTube side, but that's a pretty good rewind. We'll use it again when they're in Milwaukee. That's one of the most memorable dunks of the Lob City era. The J crossover to Blake Griffin. Could we turn down the return a little bit, Jake? Thanks, man. You know I don't normally ask for anything. Why'd you give me that look? Why'd you give me that look? You guys see Big Bro there? Barely asked for anything.
You're right. You demanded.
Wow. Hey, Thomas, there is a difference between it's possible that they can pull it off and it actually happened, like you said earlier. We don't do that stuff here. Just fair warning. If it happens again, we're taking things further than a timeout. We're putting you in the void. This crap you did, nah, not cool, man. Not cool. Blatant misinformation. Dan West knows. Thomas about to get sent to the G League on one. Better learn G League. Clippers hosting the Bucks here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off just 38 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up here in your pregame show, Clippers Countdown, we'll have Justin Russo on, plus we'll get to your injury report. But first, I'm watching Kawhi Leonard. They're 5-1 in his 6 games so far since he has returned. I want to see how many minutes he's at tonight. Is it still at 24? Could it be extended to 28 or 30? And how he looks in those possessions against Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't know if he'll be his primary defender, but he'll be on him at times. Just want to see him look spry, athletic, and explosive out there and efficient in the mid-range. Tonight, my player to watch is Kawhi Leonard. And while we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Up next here on Clippers Countdown, we'll get to your injury report. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. They have the number 1 defense the last 14 games, not just 10. Yes, Brook Lopez can shoot threes. He's warming up right now. They call him Splash Mountain for a reason. I don't know if this camera's good enough, but he's on the left wing. Little sidestep 3, off the mark. Let's hope it stays that way. Mir Coffee's warming up with the Clippers. Above the break three. Money. Yeah, Brooke Lopez is a very good player and turned into a very different player second half of his career. Turned into a modern center right before our eyes. Went from being obsolete almost to adjusting his game. Not everybody can do that. KPJ or Team Man game? Well, they could both play because Dunn's out. That's my guess. Somebody got nervous. They're on the Halo board. They don't want to be seen eating. What's Brooke look at from 3 this season? The Brookie Monster. I went Cookie Monster a little bit earlier. He's at 37%. Clippers taking on the Bucks here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off is just 34 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland. Welcome back in. This is Clippers Countdown. Coming up, we got Justin Russo joining me as I sent him a reminder text. Come up here in 2 minutes. Oh, he's right behind me. I look like a fool. Justin Russo coming up here. I'm Adam Osland. Let's get to your injury report for this one, brought to you by Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code KLAC to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. For the Milwaukee Bucks, they are without Bobby Portis. That is a big loss for them. He's out due to personal reasons tonight. Still no Chris Dunn. He's out with a sore knee. That's a big loss for the Clippers, too. Got to find a way to overcome it. We thought he'd be guarding Damian Lillard. He's still not back yet. No Chris Dunn for the Clippers. No Bobby Portis for the Milwaukee Bucks. But we do have Justin Russo coming on next here on Clippers Countdown. Tip-off is just about 33 minutes away, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. You good? Thanks for doing it. Chris Middleton's playing?
I don't know.
Is he game time? I couldn't find an update.
I have no idea.
F says, can you please tell Russo I'm a big fan of his tweets?
Oh, thank you.
He's been told.
It's like hiking up to Siberia up here.
Did you catch the Lawrence Frank interview last game?
No. Well, I went home and watched like the first 2 minutes, and I was so tired. I was like, I gotta go to bed, man. That 4 and 5 killed me.
You know what? That's one of the first times in a while I was a little bit tired.
Yeah.
I want Clippers games every day. That was one of the first times I'm like, you know what? I could go without one tomorrow.
Dude, I never looked forward to an off day in my life.
Was more than yesterday.
Yeah.
It was the first time, in 2 years in the league, somebody had a 4 and 5?
I was talking to Brian. He said since like 2018. 2018, 19.
I heard 2 years. Seaman said that?
He said 2018, 19 from what
Can't
he
be
could find.
trusted. Maybe he's right.
Because they took him out of the schedule, so.
Carlo said on here that coaches were asking each other, like, is this legal? Like, can they really do this?
Yeah, Ty told me that BOC was like, yeah, it's the first time in like 5 or 6 years. And Ty's like, no, didn't we play like 2 years ago? And BOC's like, no, like this, they don't do it anymore.
But they have 5 and 7s, didn't they?
Yeah, 5 and 7s, but you don't always play
Yeah.
a 4 and 5.
Yeah.
It's like 2 off, 1 off, 2.
I guess that's what I was thinking. Clippers and Milwaukee Bucks here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off just about 31 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your Los Angeles Clippers. Still to come, we'll get to an NBA out-of-town scoreboard. But joining the show right now is Justin Russo at Fly-By-Night. KNITE is where you find him on X. Please subscribe to his Substack so you can have the good information, intel, and analysis that we're about to get right here. Justin, what's up?
Not much, man. As we were talking about off air, happy that we had an off day yesterday.
Yeah.
Because if we're tired, we know they were tired.
Now, does that account for what happened in the second half against Washington? Because so many of those players didn't play the game before against Boston. So what would you say happened in the second half? I felt like it was a lackluster effort.
That third quarter, the first 8 minutes of the third quarter might have been the worst basketball I've ever seen from two teams against each other. I've never seen so many so many plays where players just look like they don't know how to dribble a ball or throwing the ball, throwing it around.
It was just like Kawhi cherry picking or somebody hits a three.
Yeah.
That was the offense.
He got blocked at the rim by Kuzma,
Oh.
stayed down there, and then it was like Kuzma was missing like 3 layups in a row. It's like it was just, you know what it was? It was bad basketball. It happens around the league. How many times throughout the year do you see a 2-minute clip on social media of like just things you can't even explain?
The YMCA basketball,
Yeah.
the LA Fitness basketball.
What is it called when they the song that plays in the background? You know which one I'm talking about. though. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what it felt like watching it live. And I don't think it was made any better by the fact that everyone was tired as we were watching it.
Is that Yakety Sax?
Yeah.
Clippers win still by 17, 110-93, but they had led by 22 at the half. How would you evaluate Kawhi Leonard so far in his first 6 games? What have you seen? What have you noticed? What have you liked? What are you still waiting to see?
Honestly, if you would have told me he was moving like he was in the last game compared to how he looked in the first game, or in the first game he didn't even look like he wanted to dribble the ball at all, didn't want to move around. Now, post-game, after Washington, he said, he just was easing into it. He wasn't trying to do too much, or as he said, I didn't want to go right to 100%, like
Right.
Full energy.
Full jet?
Yeah, full jet, yeah. So it makes sense why, early in that Atlanta game and even the game after that, you didn't really see Kawhi Leonard. You just saw a shell of a guy, a role player, so to speak. But these last few games, you've seen Kawhi moving better. That's the big thing, is you've seen him moving better. He's dunked. He had his first dunk of the season against Washington the other night.
2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, he had one in the first quarter that was really good. It was like the first time you've seen him where you're just like, okay, he's really back, and all that stuff as Carlo dances behind us. So
My guy needs to sit down.
So, I think he's moving better than I would actually have anticipated at this stage, 6 games in.
Did I miss it, or did nobody ask him pregame, Coach Lou, about if his minutes are being extended tonight?
No one asked because I think he just won't remember.
So
As
it's
Ty
not,
will do,
he'll play coy. I have made a prediction during last game that I think his minutes could be up to 28 or 30 tonight. I could be wrong.
I could see 28. What I will say is they are going to get him back to 35. I hope people are ready for that, for about him to get to about 34, 35. They need to see what they have in him at that level of minutes workload going into a potential playoff run. You can't get into mid-March and early April getting ready for a playoff push and not see him at 34, 35 minutes a night. It's just not doable.
I thought Mo Bamba had one of his better games last time
He
out
did.
against Washington. Has he been good enough, though, to where the Clippers shouldn't be out there looking for front court help?
I think they're still looking for a backup center. Nothing against Mo Bamba. He did look good the other night, hit 3 threes, which was a nice thing to see. He had been struggling as a shooter this season.
He raised his three-point percentage by 4%.
That's not nothing at this point of the season.
One game.
So I think that Mo has actually rebounded the ball pretty well. I think he's been a solid rim protector. I just don't think he is the type of player that they're looking for as a backup center. He's not a consistent enough shooter, but he's also not a roller. He's not a heavy rim threat roller.
Right.
So
He's in no man's land.
Yeah, so I would kind of look for that. If the Clippers are looking for an upgraded backup center, I think they are. I think you'll end up seeing them either go for a pick and pop specialist or someone who is a rim roller.
Who would those guys be?
So the thought is Rob Williams of Portland is someone that they're potentially looking at. I don't know what the cost of Rob Williams would be. I've talked to people who think it'd be a couple seconds. I've talked to people who think it'd be a couple firsts.
I mean, it depends on how much the Lakers drive up the price, right? Because both teams in LA could be going for him.
So that's the thing, right? Is Anthony Davis gets on the blower the other day and just starts talking about, I need a center.
Which I think is fair. Like,
That's
I don't
fair.
know what they've been doing forever. It makes perfect sense. They don't
Right.
even need a great one, just somebody next to him that you can use at times.
Exactly. So when Anthony Davis comes out and says that that means that's a team looking for a center, which drives the price up for what the Clippers are potentially looking at. Now, we've seen other names that have been ballyhooed around, Chris Boucher. They had prior interest in Kelly Olynyk, who's also with Toronto.
Jonas.
Jonas would be a possibility, Clipper killer as he has been in the past.
Not last night, but yeah.
Well, to be fair, he's not really shooting threes anymore with the Wizards, so
Yeah.
That give the Clippers a break. So, but it all comes down to price, right? The Clippers have 2 tradable second-round picks. I highly doubt you see them throw around a first-round pick for a backup center.
Yeah.
It'd be for more of an actual, legitimate rotation piece if they did go that route.
What about bolstering the backcourt? Do you think this is just KPJ's job the rest of the way, where he is the backup point guard for them? Or do you think, after Coach Lou said the other day he's been pretty good for them after he had a really good game and a really good third quarter against the Boston Celtics, are they secure with him being the backup in a playoff situation where he hasn't been before as a young player?
I think they say they are, but every team says that, right? Every team is always confident in the guys that they have.
Yeah.
They aren't. Exactly. I think there's an upgrade that they can make there, but it also comes down to price point, right?
Colin Sexton going to demand it first.
Colin Sexton will most likely at least demand 1 first, if not 2, from a team that really, really needs some guard help. He's been very good for the Utah Jazz this year, so he's still young. He's on a solid deal, so it's a type of guy that teams, in this market with the new CBA, it's the type of guy teams would trade for. Now, like I said, everything comes down to price point. First-round picks are highly valuable now under the CBA. If the Clippers are willing to part with a first-round pick, which I believe would be 2031, which feels like forever away at this point, it's not even a real year anymore. They could get in the conversation with several teams for several players, but I don't think they're sold on Kevin Porter. I think there are aspects of Kevin Porter that they like. They like his defense. They like his rebounding. When he does pass the ball, which sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't, just how the nature of the business, he can make proper reads. So they need to work a little bit of the isolation out of him, but it is who he is at this point.
Clippers taking on the Bucks tonight. We got Justin Russo at Fly By Night is where you find him on X. Who do you think guards Giannis the first possession for the Clippers?
Derek.
Ooh, okay.
I think eventually you'll see Kawhi phased in as to actually guarding these guys. What was interesting is against the Lakers, first possession, Kawhi had LeBron.
He did.
Now, the second possession he didn't, but that's because they got cross-matched off of a rebound. But I think Kawhi wants to guard these guys, but you also have Derek to limit the amount of stressful defensive possessions Kawhi has. And at this stage of Kawhi's career, I actually think he's more of a better help defender than he is on the ball, but he's still very, very good on the ball.
Okay. How do you think they allocate minutes between Terrence Mann and KPJ tonight?
I think Kevin's going to get the majority of the minutes. I'm not sure how much Terrence actually gets at this point. I mean,
you think he'll play, though?
I think he could play.
Ooh.
It's hard to say on a game-by-game basis. It's rough to say, but Terrence is on the outside looking in as far as rotation minutes go. Is that fair to him? No, not really, considering 6 years in with the team. They paid him in the offseason, but it's a game-by-game basis. They have to win games. So,
and he started slow and then unfortunately got hurt. Guys have been stepping up. Amir Coffey's been great for them this season. The last question I think I have for you.
If you really want to know, Chris Middleton is not starting tonight, if you're interested.
So is he not playing?
I don't know if he's not playing, but Andre Jackson's starting for him.
He's not in the starting lineup. He must be out of this one, I would assume.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, interesting. Breaking news from Justin Russo there regarding Chris Middleton. Looks like he's going to be out. He's been day-to-day with an ankle injury. How big of a test and measuring stick game is this for the Clippers?
It's a big one. I mean, let's be honest. It's the Milwaukee Bucks. As I wrote in my piece the other day after the game against Washington, I think Milwaukee has the 3rd best record in the NBA since the middle of November. So, ever since their bad start, Milwaukee's been good. This is not a bad team. They figured things out. Obviously, whether or not people want to take it seriously, they won the in-season tournament. So they have Giannis. As long as you have Giannis and you have Dame, you have a chance. And Brook Lopez, one of my favorite players to watch in the league. I think he's an enigma from the standpoint of matching up with him is very hard. Elite rim protector who can shoot.
Yeah,
that's a lot of stress for defenses. And the Clippers are going to have their hands full. If the Clippers beat the Bucks, I will say this. They're 5-1 when Kawhi Leonard plays. This is the biggest test they've had with Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. We'll see if he's up to 28 or 30 minutes tonight. I did make that prediction. I could have egg on my face. Who knows? Justin Russo's going to blow up my phone and be like, ha, 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 I told you, Adam. Why didn't you listen to me? Follow him once more at Justin Russo. At Fly By Night is where you find Justin Russo, and that's KNITE. Subscribe to his Substack for all this great Clippers coverage. Justin, thanks again for doing this tonight here on Clippers
Anytime,
Countdown.
man. Anytime. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Coming up next is we're just about 21 minutes away from tip-off here at Intuit Dome. Clippers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm Adam Moslin, and we got an NBA out-of-town scoreboard coming your way right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. What's that? All right. Russo's a good one, guys. Lakers up 81-73. I knew it. I knew it. Clippers and Bucks here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off just 18 minutes away. I'm Adam Moslin. You're listening to the official pregame show of your Los Angeles Clippers. This is Clippers Countdown. Still to come, back to your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. But first, let's get to your drive around the league. Brought to you by Toyota's electrified lineup, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, all electrics, and even fuel cell electric vehicles, so you can choose exactly the type you need for your lifestyle. We make it easy. Earlier, as we got a ton of games going on in the association in this one today on a Saturday. Everybody's playing tonight except for one. I might get some bad intel here. Only teams playing are the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Portland Trail Blazers. Everybody outside of them are playing tonight. The Knicks would win over the Kings 143-120 in New York. Josh Hart had 20, 18, and 11 assists in the victory. DeMontis Sabonis with 25, 13, and 12 with a triple dub in defeat. Rockets would win in Cleveland. That doesn't help the Clippers. 135-131. Amen Thompson, 23, 14, and 10. He has been feasting. The Raptors would win 117-94 in Atlanta. Magic over the Pistons at home, 121-113. Franz Wagner with 32 and 7 assists. Hornets playing a little bit better. Would win 123-92 over the Pelicans. LaMelo Ball with 25, 7, and 3 steals. Heat over the Nets in Brooklyn, thanks to Tyler Hero having 25 and 8. 106-97 was the final. Celtics took down the Mavericks in a battle and a showdown and a rematch to the finals last season. They would win in Dallas 122-107. No Luka Doncic in that game. Jaylen Brown had 22, 8, and 6 assists to help Boston get the victory. And the Timberwolves would take down the Denver Nuggets 133-104 in Minnie. Ant had 34 and 9 assists in the victory. Coming up next, back to Carlo Jimenez as we get set here at Intuit Dome with the Clippers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Tip-off just 16 minutes away. I'm Adam Moslin, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Ooh, Cavs have lost 3 in a row.
Uh-oh.
They're washed.
Wait, Houston beat him twice?
Did they play him again
They
tonight?
play him today?
They played him today.
They beat him like 2 days ago. Oh, no, I don't like that at all. Houston beat him twice?
I still don't mind playing Houston in a 7-game series.
Why? Talk to me.
They don't have a guy averaging like 21 a game.
You
They don't
mean-
have the top end
Yeah,
talent
yeah.
in a 7-game series.
They don't have like, we need a bucket guy. Go get a bucket guy.
No, they don't have. Do they have a top 20 player in the NBA? No.
You're not going to win a championship doing that.
I'll take the Clippers and Kawhi. I know they lost 2 or 3 times, guys. I'm well aware.
Yeah, but
It's regular season.
what did they shoot in those games? I mean, they couldn't miss from 3, and they're not a good 3-point shooting team.
This is true. What's that, Daniel? Şengün's good. What did he average? 18 and 12?
Yeah, that'll be
Do
interesting.
they have one guy averaging 20? I think Jalen Green might average 20.
It will be
an
interesting
inefficient
though,
20?
because they'll put Şengün on Chris Dunn. Like,
Then Chris Dunn won't be playing much.
well, but then
If he's not hitting.
they'll put Şengün on Derek.
As
Like,
long as one of those guys is hitting.
that's what I'm saying. That will be the key.
That is something I worry about in the playoffs.
Yeah, you put a 5 on a guard on one of those guys.
Hey, Derek Jones hit last year in the playoffs
Very true.
until the finals.
That wasn't going to help him anyway. I don't think anyone expected them to win that finals.
I'm not saying that Houston's bad, guys. I'm just saying out of the options, I would take them.
And they're young. They're this year's OKC.
Jimenez is a good coach, though. Clippers and Celtics from Intuit Dome. Tip-off 14 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Moslin. This is Clippers Countdown. Coming up, we got your keys to victory. But first, back over to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, let's talk about Milwaukee, one of the better teams over the last month or so in the NBA. They're coming into this one having won 8 of their last 10.
Yeah.
How did they do it?
They do it because, Adam, they are a great offense at getting into the painted area and then knocking down three-point shots. They play a very analytical brand of basketball, but what's interesting about them, Adam, is it's not too much of one or the other. They average a good amount of points in the paint, or Giannis really averages the NBA high points in the paint at 20.1, and then the rest of their offense is their three-point shooters from the outside with an opportunity to knock down threes. They're second best in the NBA and three-point percentage. They have 3 guys, Adam, shooting career highs from 3. 2 of those guys are in the top 10. Gary Trent Jr. is 9th in the NBA in three-point percentage. Torian Prince is 4th in the NBA in three-point percentage. And no A.J. Green, but he's also shooting a career high from 3. So you have all these great three-point shooters surrounding a guy like Giannis who refuses to shoot the 3, but when he gets into the paint, he creates a lot of three-point shots for their team. That is why they've been so successful.
You're saying they got a drive, kick, swing type of mentality out
Yeah.
there with Doc Rivers?
Surprise, surprise.
Now, speaking of Giannis, I feel like he's been a little bit overlooked this season because all the talk is about SGA and Jokic for MVP, but he's putting up phenomenal numbers.
Absolutely incredible stuff, Adam. 31 points, second in the NBA, 12 rebounds, 5th in the NBA. He's averaging over a block a game. He's shooting the top 10 in the league in field goal percentage. And it's a reason he was voted an all-star starter for the 9th straight year. That came out on Thursday. Traditionally, too, Adam, he has had a lot of success against this Clipper team. The last 6 games, Giannis is averaging a 36-point double-double against the Clippers. Now, that does include the 56 points he had against the Clippers February of 2023. But I think for this Clipper team, they've had a tough time guarding Giannis. Everyone's had a tough time guarding Giannis. It'll be interesting to see. We get our first look at how does Jeff Van Gundy want to guard Giannis. I think that's something I'm excited to watch today because we saw how after the last game, they did a fantastic job, or I should say the Boston game, a fantastic job of guarding Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He gets another crack at a superstar, and it feels like every time there's a big superstar coming to the game, it's an opportunity for Jeff Van Gundy to show how great he is as a schemer for this Clipper defense.
I asked Justin Russo the same question, but who do you think is his primary defender the opening possession tonight?
It has to be Derek Jones Jr. I just think because there's the length, 7'2" wingspan for Derek, who can play in front of guys And then I think also for the Clippers team, you have to shrink really, really well today. Like when he's going to drive, there has to be help, and you have to be able to send two bodies to him. But that's the hard part with this Milwaukee team, Adam. You send two bodies to Giannis, all of a sudden somebody's going to knock down a three, like we talked about. They have two guys on this team, top 10 in the NBA in three-point percentage. If they had A.G. Green, they'd have three guys in the NBA top 10 in three-point percentage. The big thing for the Clippers is, can you guard a pick and roll with those two guys? I thought that was so telling what B-Shot told us pre-game earlier, which if you're not hopping on at 6:30, you better have a good reason for it, because we interview the coaches and they tell us things that are insightful. Like Brian Shaw saying, our defense has been so good because we can guard a pick and roll with two guys, not having anyone needing to help over from the other three players on the floor. That's going to be the key. Can you guard the Dame pick and roll? Let's be honest, Adam, this is a Milwaukee team that matches up well to the Clippers. And we saw it last year with the way they won those two games. Giannis and Dame playing very, very well. But this is a different Clipper team this year. Can you prove with no Bobby Portis for Milwaukee that you can come away with a victory against the Bucks? It will also be, Adam, the first team they play post All-Star break. So you're going to see this team a couple of times here in the next 2 weeks.
Do you see Chris Middleton out there? Is he coming off the bench tonight? Because he's not in the starting lineup for them.
He's not in the starting lineup. He hasn't been starting that much. I think he's on the right block, Adam, with his back to us.
Yeah.
Middleton, in his fifth straight season average, Adam, has a decline in his scoring. I mean, he's just really struggled this year for Milwaukee. Has not looked like the same player. Did have an excellent playoffs for them in that first round loss a season ago, averaged 25, 9, and 4. But again, a $34 million player option next year. I can't imagine he doesn't pick that up. But his last 5 games, playing a little bit better. Just this will be game 19 for him. I mean, he just hasn't been able to stay healthy for this Milwaukee team. And that's why, Milwaukee's playing so well, but they've been one of the more active teams in trade talks. They have come out, and rumors are saying that they're willing to trade Portis, Connaughton. They have a young guys in Ryan Rollins who's been stepping up in a big way. They feel like he could fill the shoes of one of those guys. It'll be interesting to see, Adam, because I think Bobby Portis, I mean, you don't have to – obviously the Clippers don't have a lot of assets, but that's somebody who could guard a 5 and expand your range. He's a big fish in the trade market.
Speaking of options, I'm going with Kawhi Leonard is my player to watch tonight for the Clippers, because I did predict that his minutes could be up tonight.
Big bro, he's really stepping out on the limb this time.
I think I am.
He went James Harden last game.
Wait a second.
Against the Wizards, who had 43
Did
last
you have
time.
Kawhi last game?
He would. I mean, I had Kawhi, but that was after you picked. You picked A1 both nights. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Well, who do you got tonight?
Thank you. Jake's giving me the head nod. Like, yeah, exactly.
So you going Harden tonight,
Exactly. No way. Sorry. That's funny. Ivica Zubac. I'm going Ivica Zubac in this game. Ivica Zubac has to play well for the Clippers. The Clippers need to dominate the paint in this game. Milwaukee, Adam, as you talked about in your preview, on Clippers Talk, at Clippers Talk on YouTube. Like and subscribe. But 45 points per game Milwaukee allows in the paint. That's the third lowest in the NBA. They do a great job with Giannis and his massive wingspan being able to muck things up. We've talked about in the past, when the Clippers win games and they play well, Ivica Zubac plays well. Can Big Zoo be dominant against a Milwaukee team that really knows how to defend the blue painted area here at Intuit?
Clippers and Bucks tonight. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. Tip-off just 7 minutes away. And coming up next, we'll get to your keys to victory right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Last time that I checked. You ready to cook, big bro? You ready to cook? Russo's good, Adam. He's always got good insight.
Yeah, he's very good. Smart guy.
He's very
Looks at
smart.
the numbers, analytical. My kind of guy.
That is your kind of guy.
I'm going to say hi to a dime dropper. So I might be a little bit late coming back from a national anthem here.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, we'll just unplug your headset, put your stuff away. So
No, that's fair. Jake's been
Okay.
looking forward to this moment.
I would love that.
where is he?
He's at the wall.
Dude, he's like a celeb around here.
I feel bad for him, man.
Dude, I feel for that guy. I'm glad he's doing so little better. I see him. Don Dropper.
Someone said Carlo looked kind of yoked in that suit. Completely disagree.
Wait, what? Well, turn it to me one more time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree.
Wow. This is definitely getting flagged by YouTube now.
People are gonna like and subscribe after that freeze frame. That's, how are your cats?
I haven't seen anything show up yet on the camera.
Okay.
I'm assuming they're all right.
Are you keeping Eunice? Or are you changing it?
Oh, I changed it to Tuca. How did you know it was Eunice?
You showed me. You showed me the.
How did you remember that? I didn't know you were like that.
I'm not really. I just.
That's a good memory. Thank you. Clippers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks here at Intuit Dome. Tip off 5 minutes away. Let's get to your keys to victory. As Carlo Jimenez outlined, Milwaukee Bucks are very good from beyond the arc. They break down your defense. They take open threes. They're the second best three-point shooting team in the league, just around 39%. They don't do as much damage in the paint. They're a bottom team in that area, but like Carlos said, it's because they're kicking it out and knocking down three-pointers. So this is a team that the Clippers just have to be aware of. They're very balanced. They're able to get to defense off balance. And this Clippers team tonight is going to have their hands full with Giannis Antetokounmpo, who I think has been criminally underrated with the season he has had so far and just the way he can dominate on both ends of the court. They will have to throw multiple bodies his way and give him different looks, as Coach Lou always says, against superstars, against great players. You got to change levels. All right, here we go. It's Carlo Jimenez on the call. Clippers and Bucks from Intuit Dome, and tip-off is coming up next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Here. Bye, chat.
Love y'all. Talk to you post-game.
I love you. I love you more.
Carlo doesn't look that yoked.
I love
okay?
you.
He's not that.
I really love you.
He's got socks in his suit.